G'day YouTube. Here's another little Shimpaku project tree that I have. As I said, I love my Shimpakus. This was another air layer, some taken a couple of years ago, possibly somewhere. I initially did some heavy wiring on this tree to get some bends. You can see there's some nice bends in there. However, I'm not too keen on that bend. I don't think it looks attractive yet at all. There's this, if you look carefully, there's this spare, there's this blend, there's nothing there on this bit here, and it's quite straight. Either I can put more wire and really twist it up and curve it around. I don't know, not convinced of this tree. However, I do see, again, a nice little mini in this. So this is the trunk, and then these I'll twist them and curl them up. Maybe I can make a little mini, much nicer little mini out of that little area there. You can see some nice branches that I can twist up and turn. Then I can put an air layer here and have another tree here. So that's what I think I'm planning for this tree. It's autumn. I could put an air layer on. It might just be prolonged until, into spring to get that. But what I might do is actually wire up all these little branches and get some twists in them, just like I did in the previous video. Wire them up and actually twist them into shape and twist them into where I want, possibly a future tree. So yeah, a nice little project again. Have 2 trees again out of this one. This is definitely, I think, 2-tree project. Otherwise it doesn't, there's no, it could really, it's just not convincing to me. I think there's 2 nice small trees in here rather than one average tree. So you got to really have a look. Sometimes things work, sometimes they don't. So air layering is fantastic. With junipers, as long as you put an air layer, so if I put an air layer in here, you're just going to make sure there's foliage beneath the air layer for junipers. So I'll put an air layer here. I'm confident that's going to take, because there's foliage here before the air layer. So if I tried to air layer here, it will never work because there's no foliage beneath. So here, if there's no foliage beneath, so that won't actually take on a juniper. So yeah, air layering here, we create this tree. Or might even do it here, maybe make it a even smaller tree, air layer there, for example. If I do an air layer there, I can have a little twin, possibly in the future. That's not a bad idea, because this bit is very ugly. So could eliminate all this, have a little air layer here, have a little mini here. Yeah, more possible opportunities, another little project. Always keen to have project trees. And you're always thinking 6 months to a year to 2 years in advance of what the tree's gonna look like. Never think tomorrow. The only time you think tomorrow is when you're ready for the tree to be styled and it's ready to be in a pot or something like that, that you can really look at immediate results the next day. So I'll just get some wire on this and do a twist up and move around again. Okay. Alright, so I'm back with finished wiring the main branches pretty much. You can see that it's all wired up. Not the prettiest wiring, but that's okay. All good. Just as long as you get the thickness of the wire, you need almost the same, I find it almost the same size as the diameter of the branches you want to wire, especially for this kind of twisting you want to do. So it's a matter now of just putting twists in it, just like how I did in a previous video. To try and think of the 2 separate trees, what they're going to look like, because you want to put them in place. Remember I was saying there's that little tree there, and then there's this tree here. So just trying to imagine what you want to try and think of as your final design, or roughly where the branches are in this design. It's probably a good place to start, because then you don't waste time in the future positioning branches again. So if you have a rough idea where you might want to see the tree and how it's going to look, then do it now and get the positions in shape in place. I did find there's a nice little here. If I air lay it here, there could be a nice little tree there rather than up here. So possibly, or stick with that. But anyway, we'll see how we go. I'll wire up now. Wire it up, and you'll see what I'm doing. Always, when you're doing this, you need 2 hands. Don't ever do 1 hand. Let's imagine this first tree. So there's a nice branch here low, but I want to probably try and bring it around a bit more to the front. You might hear little creaks, but that's all good, as long as it doesn't go snap. So I'm just trying to think, maybe this would be a nice little cascading branch possibly in the future. Let's have a look, see if it comes out of the pot. Yeah, it comes nicely. Nice healthy roots. So I might do that so I can bring this down. So I'm not worried about these little young ones yet. I'll leave them on maybe for next year to wire up. But you can see, just quickly putting some bends in this. It's pretty easy. Support, bend, support. So that's a nice little cascade little branch. I might have to, when I put it back in this, put some soil to raise that side a little bit so it doesn't hit the base, hit the edge of this. Ultimately, I see that could not even exist, but these two branches are really cool, and this one at the back here is really cool. So I just imagine a nice little tree. So this one I might push back a little, and then twist around, twist. Always supporting. So I'll get a nice little close in break in there, so you can see nice and close, nice twists in there. So try and compact as much as you can. Remember, I always probably remember the terminal bud, the one on the apex. Don't break that. Make sure that survives. And that can just take off, and hopefully that will grow quickly and thicken up the rest of the trunk and keep it in its shape. Just want to get backwards and then forward again. Nice way to compact things is you go back and then bring it forward, and it brings it in nice and close. We also might find some branches that you could have wired as well. So there's these guys too, that probably are worth a wiring. So just hold it up. So there's these guys too that you could wire up as well. This time I'm trying to get a little corkscrew happening kind of thing to bring it back down. So I'll keep it nice and tight. So there's the start of a nice, possible little tree there. Yeah, that's how you just go about, put some twists and turns into it. Come back in a couple of days and see if you can put a few more. Yeah, interesting. That's how the first little bit. I might even wire these guys up a little bit just to put them somewhere as well. Maybe put them in here, in this gap here. Yeah. Okay, now this guy. Let's see. Branch at the back here, just twisting. remember some of these trunks, what the interesting thing would be is you don't want them, is you gin them off, make them deadwood, and they add to the beautiful beauty of the tree, I guess. So that's the other option we have, but you've got to get the twists in them. You don't want to have straight, boring deadwood. I guess you want to have nice twisty little things. So you just compacted all this area, just brought it all in and gave them some twists. I'm not fussed where things sit right now, as long as the trunks have twists in them. Now with the two main ones, so let me see what we can do here. Maybe push this guy back. Try and push the apex back and then forward, and then put some twists into it. Hope that's alright, that's just that branch. We'll get rid of that in a minute. But yeah, so you're just try and give it as much twists and turns as you can. Split. That's split, that's good, that's fine. They can survive, and they'll make another little twist. So you can see a nice little tree there now, kind of, but you get the rough idea what we're looking at. Maybe this guy should come down, I'm thinking. A little twisty. So just trying to squash that down a bit. And now this big guy. This would be, if we air laid it there, this would be the second trunk. So I might actually push that out and give it some almost like a cascade branch, semi-cascade branch. Again, I get back, so I can push it back. If I push it back, then I can bring it closer in. So back and forward, twisting, twist. Slowly. So you can almost kind of see where I'm aiming at. You can see there's a nice little tree there already. I hope you can see that. You've got to get the twists in, you've got to get the bends in, you've got to get the wire on. And keep adjusting, like come back and keep adjusting the wire, keep adjusting the little trunks, keep adjusting the branches. Always keep looking at the trees to see where they can go and head. But I definitely see two trees there, and have one little one there, and airlay this guy off. I could possibly do it now, today. I'm running out of time today, but yeah, I might be able to airlay that. But yeah, airlay it off. It's a nice little tree in there. So nothing too, that's not really hard. Anyone can do that. As long as you've got the stock, I mean, I grew this from air layer, as I said, took an air layer off an older tree, grew it for a couple of years just to get some branching happening. It grows pretty quick in the second year. The second year it really takes off after the air layer. Now it's a matter of just coming up with a design, possible future. But you can see everything's compacted again. I've kind of have 2 trees now. Yeah, anything's possible with some wire and some time. That's what bonsai is all about, time. Okay, hope you enjoyed that video. I'll do a follow-up on all my trees and all my project trees as well. So if you want to see the follow-ups and get reminders, subscribe to my channel and like my videos. Thanks very much, everyone.